cracks in the stress area. Why are they happening? How to fix them? And most importantly, how to avoid this from happening in the future. I will cover it all in the upcoming video. Hey guys, Anastasia here. If we will take a look at these nails, they look pretty, right? Beautiful overlay. Yes, it's a bit outgrown, but other than that, we cannot see that much problems. But now let's take a look from the side. Now we can see that these nails are rather long and also we have an almond shape. And also they are extremely flat. And this was the main reason why this client has so many cracks on the sides, and it's been only 1 week since she's done this manicure and gel overlay. Now let me give you a closer look. So we have at least 4 cracks. Some of them are small and one is very deep and very painful, and she also said that her hair got stuck in it. So we definitely need to fix it all. Sidewalls on some nails are also extremely overfiled, which can be the reason for this kind of side cracks. Now let's fix it all. In this video, I will show you 2 different ways on how to fix a broken nail and this kind of deep crack. I will use ceramic bead. It's really good when you want to file off gel polish. And as you can see, this enhancement is so thin, like I'm really not used to filing off something that thin. I mean, I just touch it once and here we go. I already filed off the color and the base coat, and it is definitely too thin for this kind of length. Also, when you're doing almond shape, you need to add a little bit more to the apex area compared to square, because in square we also have sidewalls. And with almonds we also have them, but they look differently, so we need to make them a little bit stronger. We have a crack on this nail, so I'm super careful when filing off the product. If your client do not feel any vibration or discomfort, you can just take it all off. But if it's painful, if she can feel every move of the e-file, then I recommend using a regular glue. Glue the crack back so it will hold together, and then you can securely file off the product. In this case, I didn't have to do that. I just carefully took all the product off. On some nails, the cracks are so tiny we couldn't even see them before I took off all the color product. So first of all, what I recommended to do, we're going to file them shorter, and since some sidewalls were missing, we are going to do a shorter version of almonds, and now we will have all the sidewalls we need. Before filing the shape, make sure that you detect the shortest nail and then file them all so they will match. So we will keep the same shape, we will just make it slightly shorter. And I do not recommend turning almond into square and then filing it into the almond again. Well, you can do that if you want to make them shorter like twice, but if you are doing this just a bit like I am now, I think it is wiser to file the sidewalls a little bit, make it more narrow, and then just balance it all out. Honestly, I think that natural nail shaping when doing overlays is quite a challenge. Because with extensions, I mean with acrylic, with gel nails, you can sculpt them perfectly, so you do not need to worry that they will not match. But with natural nails, we need to work with what we have, so it becomes a bit of challenge. Let me guys know if you agree, if you were ever struggling with this, because you know, just sometimes there's one nail who is growing to the side, or there's this one nail that's growing downwards, and you really need to put some effort so the shape will look consistent. This, in my opinion, implies only to natural nails, and I think it's okay if the middle finger, I mean the nail on the middle finger, is a bit longer compared to index and ring finger, but the index and ring should match. The pinky is a bit shorter while the thumbnail is a little bit longer. Now make sure you are not overfiling the sidewalls, since we will lose all the balance and the cracks may appear again. Now when you're happy with the shaping, let's do some cuticle work. I will push back the cuticles with the pusher, and with some clients I recommend you to not rush. Just gently push it first and then do it again, and then come back and do it back and forth 2 to 3 times. Because some people have very dry cuticles, cuticles that are already kind of separated from the nail plate, and that's pretty easy to work with. But sometimes it's really stuck, it's like glued onto the nail plate. In this case, you should be super careful. Do not tear it down, just little by little, gently push it back. Now I'm going to push up the cuticles with the diamond flame bit. There are different kinds of this bit, and this particular one does not have a sharp edge, which is very important since we're working with a sensitive and rather thin skin. Also, she just had a manicure 1 week ago, so I was really hoping that I will not need to do much, but no, there's actually something to clean. If you would like to learn more about electric file dry manicure, check out my online course. I will leave the link down below.
Waking up anew, wasting time is all I do. But now when I'm with you, so much time, nothing to do. I'm dropping you texts now.
All the cuticles are up, and now it is time to trim them. You can use e-file, nippers, or scissors, and I prefer this time scissors, so I simply trim all the cuticles. And also with this kind of skin, I prefer buffing the cuticle. I'm using also a diamond bead with a red abrasive mark. This is a sphere bead, and as you can see, it is rather large. So with this kind of bead, you need to work really carefully. The speed is rather low, it's only 12,000 rotations per minute, and also I'm not really pressing on the skin too much, I just lightly buff it. It helps to clean the sidewalls, get rid of the small hangnails, and also the skin will look gorgeous even done here. Take a look on how clean they look now, and now we have quite a work to do. Remember, we're going to fix all these broken nails. So first of all, I will apply dehydrator on all nails, including the ones that have cracks, and also I will use non-acid primer and apply it to the areas where we have a broken nail. I will be using a nude base coat. This is the Russian brand called Rossi with one S. And I will apply it in the area where we have crack, and this one is very small, so I will simply use the cotton pad to fix it. This works just great. Simply separate these few fibers, apply it in the base while it is not cured yet. Make sure they're not sticking up, cure, and now let's work on another one. This crack is much deeper, so first I was thinking about the cotton fibers, but then I realized that we need something stronger, so I will be using fiberglass. It works just great when you have deep cracks like that. So I did the same. I applied base coat, I did not cure it. Then I applied this fiberglass on top, so I cut this short line. So I will cover only the crack. We do not really need to apply it on the entire nail. I will use a base coat again to make sure they're all saturated, and then cure it for 30 seconds in LED, and then I'm going simply to apply more gel polish on top so I can build the structure. If you will try your best when applying this fiber, sometimes you will not even need to file and shape the nails. You can simply cover it with the color carefully and it will still look smooth. So I will try doing this time and we'll see how it works. We have some nails without cracks, and for those we simply need to apply a thin coat of the base coat first and cure it in LED for 30 seconds. Now this is what's going on with the pinky, where we had a small crack which we fixed with the cotton fibers. So then I'm going to apply color right on top, and yes, we have some bumps right there at the moment, but then as I'm going to add more product, build the apex, I hope nobody will be able to see it. After applying thin coat on the entire nail and curing it, I repeat it. I apply a thin coat again on the entire nail and then take more product and apply it from the cuticle area towards the free edge and build a structure. On a few nails that do not have any problems or cracks, I will do the same. After curing a base coat, I will add more product and just quickly build the structure. So we need the thickest part right in the middle, in the stress area, and the sidewalls as well as the cuticle area should be very thin. Then I cure it for 1 minute and let's take off the sticky layer. I think they're looking pretty good at the moment, and I really love the color. It looks so natural because I have an idea for the summer design we're about to do, and I really needed some natural looking background. So on this hand, you can see on middle finger we have some fibers up, unfortunately, which means I will need to slightly buff the nail so we will have a smooth surface. And this is what I got: neon colors and some black. I will start with black and basically cover 1/3 of the surface. So it will be only one side on one hand and the opposite side on the other. And I have to admit, this kind of design is way more challenging than a simple abstract design, because when it comes to symmetrical things and lines, you really need to put in the effort and make sure that they all match. Cure it for 1 minute and now we're done with the black. Looks pretty nice, right? But boring. Now let's add some neon colors. So I will add just one color of each on the nail and create something like a line. I saw this idea of the nail art on Pinterest and wanted to try it for a long time, and finally I had a client who wanted it too, and she has an almond shaped nails. Let me guys know what do you think about this design. It's pretty simple, but I think it's really eye-catching. Now we need to seal it with the top coat, and since we covered the nail only on one side, I will add a little drop on the top as well to even out the surface so it will be perfectly smooth. And I prefer using no wipe top coats because they usually shine better and you do not need to waste time on taking off the sticky layer. Fully cured, and here we go. Let me guys know what do you think. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you are first time here on my channel, consider subscribing as I post new tutorials just like this one every week. And I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!